hooray! Fight the side, fight the side, fight the side, fight the side. Carry on, Admiral. Carry on, Admiral. Carry on, Admiral. Carry on, carry on, carry on.
Really, Jane, you know you shouldn't do this to me.
Oh, simmer down, darling. If an admiral can't give his granddaughter a lift...
But I'm on official business.
Oh, that's all right. You can run along now. Just hand me that outboard note. I'll be back around tea time, Willie. Be a sweetie and pick me up.
If you think my flag lieutenant has nothing to do but... Oh, my goodness. Take this. Someone's coming.
Why, they're only ratings.
As Commander-in-Chief, I will not take the salute with an outboard motor in my hand. Hey!
Hey, what do you think you're doing? Come on, fall in again.
Wow. Well, stoned up breeding crows. I've never seen anything like that in all my life.
You can say that again.
An outboard with an half-inch shaft. No good for sea work, though.
That looks a tricky maneuver to me.
Yes, it must do.
Can I help?
No, thank you. I do this every day.
You do? At the same time?
All right. Take this. Thank you.
No. Allow me, I'll fix it for you. This one?
Oh, yes, but...
Look, we're just casting off. Why don't we give you a lift to wherever you're going?
Don't drop the cord.
Don't drop the cord. I just dropped it. Look, you know, this is absolutely no sort of a job for a girl.
Well, I may not look it, but I'm really a very capable character.
Oh, yes, I'm sure you are. But these things have quite a backlash, you know. You can sprain a wrist, you can slip a disc, you can do practically anything.
You were saying?
They don't fit so good.
They're all right, except that I smell like a herring.
My fishing gear. Where to first? Up the sole and around the lightship?
Round the lightship?
What, too dull? How about the nudist camp at the Needles?
Look, I hired
Hey,
this boat because I wanted...
Take a deco through here. Everything's larger than life.
What I want to see is HMS Sherwood, hard a port.
HMS Sherwood?
Yes, I'm taking command of her tomorrow.
You are?
Yes. Any comments?
Well, rust my Rolex.
Don't mind your Rolex, hard a port now.
All right.
There's the old girl. Looks pretty good, doesn't she?
Scrap the lot, I say. The Navy's up the creek.
Up the creek?
Yes, up the creek. Put them all in the air, I say.
Flying cruisers, so to speak?
It stands to reason. Atom bombs, atom power, atom cars, atom piles. The atom's come to stay, you know.
I must remember to tell the Admiral.
Yeah, you tell him that. What's a battleship worth these days, eh? Ha! £2 at the cold gin.
Look out!
Eh?
She's in. Heave to.
Damn women drivers.
Full astern.
Aye.
Hang on. Now take it easy. I'll have you out in no time.
Thank you. I can manage.
You were saying? Up you come. And furthermore, I am extremely sorry that I laughed. I suppose it was a sort of nervous reaction. You know how it is. Somebody says Granny's been run over by a water cart. However much you may love dear old Gran, your first impulse is to laugh.
My grandmother died a natural death.
Oh, that's different. I do wish you'd stop being an enemy.
Look, I can take a joke as well as the next person, but to deliberately follow me around just to get your own... What's the matter? Do I look like Granny?
Oh, believe me, it was a complete accident. We were so busy looking at the Sherwood, we really didn't see you.
Oh, so you didn't follow me. You were just cruising round the Sherwood.
That's right. I'm taking command of her tomorrow.
The Sherwood?
Uh-huh.
Well, rule Britannia.
My name's Peter Fraser. May I know yours?
Just call me Neptune's daughter.
Huh?
Stand by to make fast.
Quick, grab a fender.
Hey, grab a fend off. I'm going to the starboard. Fend off over there, miss. Just straight over. Watch where it goes. Tie up midship there. Easy she goes. Watch where the fend off is, miss. Look, that's all right, okay.
Take it easy.
All right, mate, pass over here.
Easy
Just
does it.
there, okay. Right.
Right. You know, the least I can do is to see you home.
No, it's very kind of you, but it doesn't really
I know,
matter.
you're still angry with me.
Oh, no, I'm not really.
Ah, good.
Believe it or not, I've accepted your story.
I should hate to stay enemies with Neptune's daughter.
Oh, then I'll declare an armistice.
Did you know that you've got sea green eyes?
Must be the cold.
The cold. The cold? Good heavens, of course, how silly of me. Quick. Now then, up you go. You must go straight home and drop into some hot mustard or something.
Yeah. And I should drop this in too if I were you.
Well, you're not, so bring it up.
Look, if you can just tell me where I can return these
Oh,
oils,
don't worry,
please.
I'll call around for them.
Oh, well, I think I'd better send them.
Oh, whatever you say. Just send them to me at the Harbour Hotel.
Oh, yeah, just a
Oh,
minute.
you might be around the light shop or something. I'll see you get it back. Lieutenant Commander Peter Fraser, Harbour Hotel.
Not very young to be a lieutenant commander.
Oh, giving us youngsters a chance at last. Retiring some of these doddry old admirals.
Ah.
About time, too, don't you think?
May I take that?
Well, I'm sure I don't want it, miss.
You're sure I can't help you any further?
Well, you could just tie the dinghy up.
Yes, do that. Is there any chance of my seeing you again?
I'm afraid there may be, Captain.
There's plenty of chance of you seeing me again. Until I get me jersey, me jeans and me shoes, and me oilskins. See?
Hello, Willie.
Miss Jane!
Here, take this, will you? Where's Grandpa?
Sir Maximilian's in the drawing room.
Thanks.
But what do you wish me to do with this?
Now, Willie,
Well, what is it, my man?
your man is the girl and the girl is your
Well,
granddaughter.
don't bother with things like that. Go and see. Great Scott,
Relax, darling. I got dunked in the harbor.
Dunked in the
It
harbor?
was an accident, I think.
You haven't walked through the town like that.
Well, it was either this or in the nude.
You know, Jane, at times you make it difficult for me to keep my dignity at all.
Fiddle faddle. You didn't even recognize me, so what chance anyone else? Grandpa, is the Sherwood getting a new captain tomorrow?
Sherwood?
Because if she is, that's all I want to know. But if she isn't, I'm starting a vendetta tomorrow.
No, you can't do anything tomorrow. I need you here. The parliamentary private secretary, the First Lord's coming, and
I promised to ding you over to Susan.
I need you here to be nice to him.
Oh, how awful.
What's his name? Wait a minute. Willie! He's booked a room at the Harbour Hotel. Well, I think we ought to ask him to stay here, you know. Willie!
So sorry, sir. I was just getting rid of something.
What's this man's name?
That's your granddaughter, sir.
No, not this man, the MP fellow.
Oh, the PPS, Baker, sir. Tom Baker.
Baker, that's it. Yes, thank you very much.
You'd be very interested to hear that he's a sort of distant cousin of mine.
Well,
sir.
I never knew anyone that wasn't. Oh, and by the way, I've also invited that awful boy, Tompkinson, to meet him.
This is going to be the Ghouls' tea party.
No, my idea is, you see, I thought Tompkinson and... it's gone again.
Baker, sir.
Oh, thanks, sir. Baker, they might bore each other by talking, you see, while I get my meal. Good idea, yeah.
I don't think they'll have very much in common, sir. Sir Henry's a socialist,
Of course
MP.
he's a socialist. What else could it be? He wants to marry my sister. What sort of fool do you think that makes him?
Your brother-in-law, sir.
Exactly. Now, Jane, in case this Mr...
Baker, sir.
I know the name. Comes to dinner, put on something a little more dignified.
I'll wear my white bikini.
Yes, white suits you. Now,
You see, sir, look, Mr. Baker's a nephew of old Lord McGull, the 4th Earl. Now, his eldest son, by his 3rd wife, was my father, and Mr. Baker's mother...
This is most interesting. I quite agree. But I don't trouble me with the sordid details. Oh, by the way, you might ring up the Harbour Hotel and...
Would you take that case in, please?
Yes, right away. I'll call you back. Page.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Baker. See if he's arrived.
Yes, sir. Paging Mr. Baker! Paging Mr. Baker!
You found him.
Mr. Baker?
Yes?
You wanted at the desk.
Thank you. You want me? Tom Baker?
Ah, yes, sir. Admiralty House have been calling. Want to know the moment you arrive.
Well, you've had a message to say that I'm arriving late.
I have.
Yes, and later there's a do not disturb notice on the door.
There is?
But you'll be pleased to give me the message first thing in the morning.
I see. Well, perhaps when you do arrive, you'll sign here, sir, room 14.
I'll sign now. It's just that I can't face Admiralty House until I've got my strength back.
Quite understand.
You can't possibly understand unless you've been in the Navy or in Parliament.
Oilskins for Lieutenant Commander Peter Fraser.
Thank you. Page?
Peter Fraser? It can't be. I don't believe it. My height, dark hair, about my age.
That's a pretty fair description. Page, take these upstairs to Lieutenant Commander Fraser, room 16.
Room 16? No, let me take him, will you?
But do you know the Lieutenant Commander?
Know him? If it's the right Fraser, this is the biggest meeting since Stanley found Dr. Livingston.
Okay, Harold. Home you go.
Well, I'm rather glad about that.
I'm sorry I'm late. Anything I should know?
It's all on the pad. Oh, except Mr. Tom Baker, who's just arrived, hasn't arrived yet, and is upstairs with Dr. Livingston.
Oh, excuse me. I seem to be lost. The notice says 13 to 19, but that's number 11, and that was number 10.
Oh, no, that's not 10. That's 18. Only the top of the 8 broke off.
Broke off.
And that's not 11. That's 17. Only the top of the 7 broke off.
I suppose it can happen in the best
Well,
hotels.
what room do you want?
Number 16.
There we are.
This one's number 9.
Oh, no, that's a 6, but it keeps slipping down, and the 1 got lost or something.
This floor seems to have had rather a bashing, doesn't it?
Yes, it was that week the American fleet was in.
I see.
Oh, he won't be able to hear you. He's in the bar.
You don't run conductor tours of the waxworks too, do you?
No, and I don't need any nylons, chewing gum, or American cigarettes either.
I'll bet you don't. Lieutenant Commander Fraser. Hey? There's a bundle of oilskins for you.
Oilskins? Oilskins? Oh, bring them up.
They are up.
Is there a note with them?
There doesn't seem to be.
Well, undo them.
Certainly, sir. You wish me to have them pressed for you?
No. To see if there's a note inside, you fool.
I don't much like being called a fool, sir.
Did a young lady bring them?
Not unless she was wearing a crash helmet.
Crash helmet?
There doesn't seem to be a note, sir.
Oh, blast. Okay. You'll find some change on the table. Take a shilling.
Oh, that's extremely decent of you.
Look, is there any sort of a valet in this place?
Tom Baker. Peter Fraser, how are you?
Oh, blow me down.
What is it, 11 years?
Piccadilly Circus, VJ night.
If you climbed up on the top of Eros and stuck a tin receptacle on his head.
And you sat on a fountain in Trafalgar Square, told the policeman you were a ping-pong ball.
The very thought of it makes me thirsty.
Oh, me too. The bell's by the bed. The one marked waiter.
Well, so they've made you a lieutenant commander.
Yes, they have. I take over the show tomorrow. But what are you doing here?
Well, I'm a sort of advance man.
Advance man? Oh, what's that?
Well, you know, before the circus comes to town, they always send an advance man to pave the way.
You mean you're part of a circus?
Well, in a way, I'm with the Admiralty.
The Admiralty?
You're talking to the Parliamentary Private Secretary to the First Lord.
Are you kidding?
There's nothing to kid about. The First Lord himself is due here the day after tomorrow to sound out the Admiral about a new Chief of Staff. I've come on ahead to, what is they say in your vernacular, to see that everything is shipshape.
Then heaven help our native land.
I could probably have him clapped in irons for that.
Yeah?
Someone ring the bell?
Oh, hello. We actually rang for the waiter.
Oh, the waiter's gone off.
Oh, it's probably the warm weather. What we really wanted was a drink. Is it still gin and water?
Gin and water?
A bottle of gin, and charge it to me, room 14, please.
Oh, no, I'm afraid they don't allow drinks in the rooms anymore.
Oh, never mind. We'll go down to the bar.
No, we want to be alone.
We do?
Will you drink scotch?
I'll drink anything.
Well, I've got half a bottle in my room. Thank you so much for your trouble, and here's a shilling. Thank you.
Thank you.
Don't thank me. Thank the Lieutenant Commander.
And why do we want to be alone?
Because I want you to help me.
You want some duty-free cigarettes.
No, I'm not kidding, Pete. I want you to brush me up on social conditions in the Navy. I've got a memorandum here to discuss with the old man, and it would help me if you'd give me the lowdown on the chaps below the stairs, the serfs below the waterline.
You know, I just can't understand it. How can such a thing happen?
Such a what thing?
How can you get such a job?
Well, as Member of Parliament for Wormskirk in 2 consecutive elections.
A PPS to the First Lord.
Well, it's just the luck of the draw. Take the Minister of Transport, for instance. This year's road casualty figures have been so enormous they're thinking of making a Minister of War.
At least there's a tie-up. You don't know anything about the Navy.
That's why you're going to teach me.
Is that so?
The debate will be continued in room 14.
Well, to start with, a ship has 2 ends. The sharp end and the blunt end.
Now, look, Pete, the point is the First Lord's a devil for a fall. He says that everything needs shaking up.
Starting with me.
Yeah, but you can help me, and I can probably help you.
Right back into the ranks, room 14.
All I'm asking is that you suggest some reforms that I can suggest to him.
In other words, you want me to stir it up.
I wouldn't quite put it like that.
That's how the court-martial put it.
I got the gin for you. I had to pour it in the water jug to get it past the housekeeper.
There's a new gentleman in room 14. Get clean towels and sheets.
Right away, ma'am.
You must have read it all in the papers. Battleships or bombers? The Cabinet's going to appoint a new chief of naval staff, and 15 admirals are about to get their cards and coffers.
Look, Tom, glad as I am to see you again, I
No
am not
glasses.
particular. There are glasses in my room.
The debate
Yeah?
will be continued in room 16.
You've got it.
That's very nice to serve you.
You know what you wanted.
Millie,
Yes, ma'am.
will you please hurry up with those sheets?
Right away, ma'am.
I don't understand you, Pete. Haven't you ever wanted to tell the CNC a thing or two?
There are times when every sailor would like to tell him a thing or two. Sometimes a thing or three. I've got some glasses.
Well, here's your opportunity to tell him through me. Water?
You've forgotten our drinking habits?
Neat with a chaser. Well, here's the new boat.
Ship.
Ship.
I see you can still do it.
Ah, yes. But I no longer sit on fountains.
Look, Tom, I'll give you any tips I can, but reform is your job. Mine is to be an officer and do my duty.
Lieutenant Commander Fraser, has occurred to you. In a way, I'm your boss.
That is the most unkindest cut of all.
That's some water. Jim. Get some water, quick. Water it down, right down. Fish.
Wrong.
The whole thing's ridiculous. The place is rocking like a ship.
Who put gin in the bottle, Butter?
Empty stomachs, that's the trouble. You mustn't sit down. That's fatal. Got to keep moving around. Drink this. Water it right down.
We've got to pull ourselves together. Coffee. We've got to get coffee. This is serious.
The ocean wave is better than life at sea. The life
rang
of
the
the
bell?
ocean. The bell.
Coffee.
That's right, where's the
on
coffee?
the ocean wave. Terrible service.
Do you realize that this is the parliamentary private secretary's hat?
Precisely.
Sir.
Coffee. Get Coffee Express. Espresso coffee, you pretty little thing. A life on the ocean wave. A life on the ocean.
As a member of Parliament for Wormscake,
Wormscott.
I declare this room well and truly locked.
A life on the ocean wave. A life on the ocean wave. A life on the ocean wave. A life on the ocean. Stand still, number one. You're swaying about like a jellyfish, slop-looking thing, you. As captain of HMS Wormscott, at ease, I am wishing to ask you, why did you put gin in the ship's water? Answer me, number one.
Inside, you plot, not outside.
You mutinous dog!
Carry on, Admiral.
Carry on what?
First rule of the Navy, when in doubt, carry on.
Splendid. And what can I do for you, number two?
It's your coffee, sir.
You beautiful number two. Stop, fella! Carry on, number two.
No.
Don't I salute number two?
Not like that. You're not a commissioner outside a cinema.
Seats at
You're
all
not
prices.
a gentleman like that.
No. You are in no fit condition, number one. No fit condition at all. Peter, we must leave this off.
This is absolutely ridiculous.
Tell me, which room is the captain's room?
16.
And which one is this?
16.
Good night.
I don't know. All these labels, you'd think the public were a lot of goof nuts. This is a gun turret, this is a quarterdeck, this is a torpedo tube.
This is a flipping big torpedo tube.
Parker.
Sir!
Find Lieutenant Lashwood and tell him that his...
And tell him what, sir?
Oh, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Your car's waiting on the dock, sir.
Oh, thank you. All this must be finished and everything spick and span before the new captain gets here.
Yes, sir.
Lieutenant Dobson is coming with me, but I want the ship's company on parade ready to pipe the new captain aboard at 0930. When are we open to visitors?
10 o'clock, sir.
Well, better rope off the captain's quarters. He won't want sightseers his first morning.
Aye, aye, sir.
Did you ring his hotel?
Yes, but he wasn't answering phones. Then our shoreline went dead. Casey's fixing it.
You don't suppose he'll resent being picked up?
Not when he hears today's schedule.
The public, the First Lord, and a new captain, all in 1 week. What are they trying to do, break our spirit?
Harbour Hotel, please.
Yes, sir.
Lieutenant Commander Fraser, please.
Oh, are you the gentleman?
Lieutenant Lashman.
Ah, yes. Well, we've been ringing his room, but he still doesn't answer.
Perhaps we ought to go up.
I understand the Lieutenant Commander was a little, shall we say, jubilant last night. So he may be, shall we say...
Sleeping it off.
Shall we say...
What number, please?
16, first floor.
Thank you.
Harbour Hotel. Mr. Thomas Baker. Yes, he's here, but I can't ring him yet. I understand he has a do not disturb sign on his door. In fact, he has 3.
Good morning. Can you tell me where room 16 is, please?
Oh, yes, just down there.
Captain, sir. Captain! Have you got a key?
Key? You're not sure, police, are you?
Well, don't you know Vice Admiral when you see one?
Vice? Ooh.
Sir?
This is a fine start to an auspicious day.
All right, action stations. And open that window. This room smells like a distillery. Captain. Captain, sir. Wake up. Time to get up, sir.
Seems a shame to wake him. The head he's going to have.
Well, one thing's certain. We're going to get him on board the show, but before the visitors start arriving, get a wet towel.
It'll be the first time they've piped a horizontal captain aboard.
Sir.
Good.
Oh, good morning, sir. I'm Lashwood, your number 1, and this is Sub-Lieutenant Dobson.
Oh, where's my head?
Take it easy, sir. You'll be all right.
Sorry to wake you like this, sir, but we thought it wiser.
Who are you?
Lieutenant Lashwood, sir. We have a car downstairs.
The car? What's the time?
Just after 9, sir.
After 9. I shall be late.
If you feel up to leaving right away, sir, we can just about manage it.
Right away. I haven't shaved. I can't meet the C&C with the 9 o'clock shadow.
Oh, we shan't see the C&C till later, sir.
There's some coffee here, sir. It's cold, but it might help.
Oh, thank you so much.
Get the captain's
Very
things
kind.
together.
It's awfully good of you to come and pick me up, Driftwood.
Lashwood, sir.
Don't you think that I make a regular occurrence of this?
No, of course not, sir. Come, sir?
Oh, thank you. I can hold my whiskey with the best of them.
I'm sure you can, sir.
It was those gin chasers.
Gin chasers?
I wouldn't like the C&C or the First Lord to see... Suffering cats, this uniform.
No, I shouldn't worry about that, sir. We'll get it pressed when you get back.
It's 9:10, sir.
Yes, sir, we really ought to be leaving.
I can't go like this.
Look, sir, we know you slept in it, but I can assure you nobody else will.
But I've got to get out of this.
So now, you may run smack into the visitors.
The visitors?
It's visitors' day, sir.
And from 10 o'clock, they'll be swarming all over the place.
Well, that'd be
So you
terrible.
see how important it is that we get you installed
Are you
before...
quite sure it's what?
Yes, sir.
Well, you get there, sir.
No, wait. You're rushing me and only half my head is working.
I'm sure you wouldn't want to walk smack into the public like this, sir.
Heaven forbid, but I must have a word with a... And I can't remember the room number.
It's 9:20, sir.
Look, sir, you can send her a message late.
Message? I don't want to send a message. Who's her? But look, what's all the hurry about? Surely I can sneak in the back way.
Apart from visitors, sir, the First Lord may descend on us at any moment.
But he doesn't arrive until tomorrow.
We don't know that for certain, sir.
But we do.
Send Commander Fraser's luggage and bill to the show.
I haven't paid my bill.
All taken care of, sir.
Hi. All right, Jones, jump to it.
Yes, sir.
Is Lieutenant Commander Fraser in?
To be perfectly honest with you, I don't know. If he's in, then somebody else is out. And if he's out, then somebody else is in. There's somebody else.
I couldn't care less whether he's in or out or up or down. I want my oilskins.
Your oilskins.
Yes. She said she'd send them back to him so he could give them back to me.
I see. I think perhaps the safest move would be for you to contact the Lieutenant Commander on the Sherwood. That's one place he's certain to get to, eventually.
Can you beat it, eh? I said send them back to me. No, he said you might be out round the lightship. Trying to get round that bit of skirt he was, making cow eyes at her. You could see he got the quivers. His mouth was open. Anything might...
Yes, HMS Sherwood.
Thank you, Cook. Here, you better relax. You've got the quivers, too.
Feeling better, sir?
Yes, much better, thank you. That was some bout.
How much further?
Just coming into the dockyard now, sir.
The dockyard?
Good morning, sir.
Lieutenant Commander Fraser, HMS Sherwood.
Carry on, sir, please.
Now, wait a minute, you don't understand. You've got to stop this guard immediately.
I know just how you feel, sir. Only a couple of 100 yards to go. Try and hold out.
You shouldn't have said that.
Easy does it, sir.
Keep company. Keep company. Hunt.
Look, I must get to a telephone. You understand, it's imperative that I get to a telephone.
Now, don't worry about a thing, sir. There's a shoreline in your cabin.
But Right, get me there quick. Very nice. Well done. Telephone. Downstairs.
Downstairs.
Are you all right, sir?
Yes, yes. Yes, thank you. Lucky you didn't break anything, sir.
This sword which keeps getting between my legs. Would you be kind enough to put it in the cloakroom? Thank you so much.
Your cabin's down there, sir.
Yeah.
Your luggage came yesterday.
No, what about the telephone?
In your cabin, sir.
No, perhaps the waiter could get me some coffee. Black, sir?
Jet black.
What's he doing?
Sir. We had a line fall this morning, sir. Not fixed yet, Kate, sir?
Nearly, sir.
Shall we carry on, sir?
Oh, good heavens, yes, carry on. Let everybody carry on, just as if I wasn't here.
Perhaps in the meantime you'd care to join us in the wardroom, sir?
Yes, I'd like... No, I think it'd be safer. Better if I stay here.
I hope your quarters are all right, sir.
Oh, yes, very snug. Perhaps somebody might open the window.
Yes, sir.
First visitors aboard, sir.
Thank you, sir. Any further orders, sir?
No. Do what you always do. Give them tea, crumpets, anything you like.
Tea and crumpets, sir?
Well, the taxpayer's got to be allowed to inspect his property sooner or later. Scratch the paint, chuck cigarette ends around.
Yes, sir.
They've all got votes, you know. Carry on, number one. Oh. Carry on.
Yes, sir.
And you carry on, too.
Yes, sir. Aye, sir. How is he?
Yes, he's still tight, stale tight. That's the only explanation.
Looks like we've got a bottle a day, man.
I wonder if I could transfer to another ship. I don't think I can stand 6 months of this.
We'd better keep it from the ratings.
Anyone asks, he's got flu.
Full of penicillin.
Charles! Lieutenant! Sir! Morning, Dobby.
Oh, good morning, Miss Dashwood.
Morning, brother.
I thought you were coming to lunch.
Darling, I can't. Yeah?
Of course.
Jane Godfrey's invited me to Admiralty House. Isn't it exciting? I'm going to meet Thomas Baker, the new PPS to the First Lord.
Is that so exciting?
It is for me.
Susan won't rest until she's on the board of the Admiral.
And the board of the Admiralty could do with a woman.
You're speaking theoretically, I trust.
Well, come on. Where is he?
Where is who?
The new exhibit.
Shh, Susan, please.
Well, you don't think I've driven all this way just to take a look at you two.
If you're referring to the new captain, he's in his cabin.
Then I'm going to take a peek.
Susan! Miss Dashwood! Miss Dashwood! He's a little under the weather.
Oh, sticky night.
Whiskey with gin chasers.
Well, at least he's got color.
It's a grey-green one this morning.
All right, then you can both give me a drink in the wardroom.
Oh, yeah, wait a minute.
Why? What's the matter? I'd like to try a whiskey and gin chaser.
Susan, for heaven's sake.
Oh, hello, sir. Did you want anything?
No, he's still fixing the telephone. I thought perhaps I'd take a breather upstairs, if you don't mind.
Oh, this is my sister, sir.
Oh, how do you do, Miss Dashwood?
Susan.
Susan.
We're just going to have a drink in the wardroom, sir. Why don't you join us?
No, I think I'll keep an eye on the telephone.
But you said they were still fixing it. Come on, I've driven all this way just to take a look at you.
You have?
Oh, shush, I know all about the captain.
Do you?
I looked you up in the Navy list. You were in Russian convoys and submarines during the war.
I was in Russian copy. Yes, I think perhaps I will have a drink.
Fine.
We were in the August the 15th show, sir. Dive bombers are pretty hot, weren't they?
Well, actually, I found the intense cold was the worst.
What, in August?
Oh, yes, it's freezing in Finland all the year round. You know, perpetual darkness. Thank you, sir.
Excuse me, sir. There's a private launch alongside. The coxswain's asking for Lieutenant Commander Fraser.
Oh, well, what does he want?
Oilskin, sir.
Oilskin?
He says that you borrowed his oilskins.
Oh, yes, that's right. It was raining. Ask him to come back later. I haven't unpacked yet.
Dobby,
Yes?
you better see to
Look,
this.
I really must go back to the telephone. It's a most urgent call, if you'll excuse me.
a silly thing to have in a boat.
Well, for heaven's sake.
That's putting it mildly.
Does one go to Finland with a Russian convoy?
One does not. He's raving.
Pity, he's rather attractive. I think I'll stick around for a while.
Look, don't you want to get rid of his Baker
But
character?
there's plenty of time. Willie's only just left to pick him up.
Can I get you a drink, miss?
Yes, I'll have a whiskey and gin chaser.
Give me a cigarette, will you?
You're already smoking, sir.
Oh, yes, so I have. Good morning.
Good morning.
From Admiralty House, Mr. Thomas
Oh,
Baker.
yes, you're the gentleman who's been calling.
He's not still sleeping.
I'll try him again.
Perhaps he's dead.
Hello. Hello.
All right, I'm coming.
Hello. Please, a little quieter. Now, what were you saying?
Oh, excuse me, sir. The Commander-in-Chief's flag lieutenant is here for you. Yes, I'm quite sure.
Good morning, sir. I brought the C&C's car for you.
The C&C's car? Good Lord, does he know about it? He ordered it? Oh, well, you better come right up. Yes. The C&C? Oh, Peter Fraser, you were stinking last night.
Come in. Oh. It's me, sir.
Hello.
I'm very honored to meet you, sir.
I'm very honored to meet you. This is very civil of the Admiral.
Oh, he checked up you didn't have transport of your own.
Is this part of the new Navy reforms?
Oh, that's very good.
Is it?
Naval reforms.
Oh. Well, I'll be right back. I've just got to see somebody down the passage.
Uh-huh.
No, wrong sex. Be right back. Oh, good morning. Where's Mr. Baker?
Oh, who's he?
The gentleman who was here last night.
Oh, there's so many people in here last night.
No, dear. The tall, thin one. He was in here with me.
In uniform?
Yes, part of the time.
Oh, he's gone.
Gone? Gone where?
Well, don't ask me. The Vice Admiral came in and took him away.
Vice Admiral? Holy cats! How long will it take to get there?
Oh, about 10 minutes.
Right, let's go. We're in a great hurry. Oh, send my bill to the ship.
The ship?
HMS Sherwood, Lieutenant Commander Fraser.
Good morning.
Harbor Hotel? Who? Lieutenant Commander Fraser. No, he went out this morning. Or just now.
All right, then put me through to Mr. Baker. It's absolutely imperative that I speak to him. Gone where? Admiralty House? Hello! Get me Admiralty House priority. Who is it? Who is it?
Your coffee, sir.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
Carry on. There won't be any piping aboard or anything of that, will there?
Oh, no. The Admiral's saving all that for the First Lord.
Oh, fine, I can change these clothes.
Here we are.
But this isn't the dockyard?
Well, good Lord, no. This is Admiralty House.
Huh? Look, I don't want Admiralty House. I want to go
Welcome aboard, Mr. Baker. Welcome aboard. Thank heavens for the sense of humor. One needs one these days, eh? Oh, this is my flag lieutenant. Oh, you've met him. Well, don't stand talking there. Bring him in.
Yes, sir.
Look, sir, I don't know quite how to
Not
explain.
another word until you've made your phone call. Bring him in, Willie. Bring him in.
Phone call?
Yes.
But, sir, what you don't
Yes,
understand...
a few minutes ago from the Sherwood.
Sherwood?
Most urgent, priority. What was his name, Willie?
Baker, sir.
No, not his name. The man that phoned.
Oh, I wasn't here, sir.
Why, you never here. Do you not? Fraser, I've got it, yes. Lieutenant Commander Fraser. I thought of it, yes. Lieutenant Commander Fraser.
Lieutenant Commander Fraser?
That's it, chef. He wants you to call him on the ship. right away. Where is it?
In the hall, sir.
What's he doing there? Mr. Baker.
Are you sure he said Lieutenant Commander Fraser, sir?
Quite sure. He said it about 8 times. He was in quite a state. Now, where would you like to take it? Willie will get it for you. In the garden, here, or in the study? My granddaughters put telephones everywhere. You'll even find one in the lavatory.
In the study, sir, if you don't mind.
Really, in the study. Well, this is a lovely surprise for us, Mr. Baker. I suppose you and I will have a lot of interesting things to talk about.
I suppose we will, sir.
You being so close to the First Lord, you could tell me some startling things.
Make your hair curl, sir.
That's what we want. A shake-up. Too many young whippersnappers thinking they know it all. Have a sherry.
No, thank you, sir. I won't drink.
You won't drink?
This morning.
Willie!
Sir.
Now what are you doing?
Getting onto the Sherwood, sir.
Oh, yes, of course, rather. The man's a blithering idiot. Oh, we're having lunch before we discuss tomorrow's arrangements.
A good idea, sir.
And we're lunching in the garden, if you're not allergic to flowers or anything.
Not to flowers, sir.
Lieutenant Commander Fraser.
Yes?
He's on the phone, sir.
Oh, yes, of course, the phone. Excuse me. Hello? Tom? What the devil are you doing there?
If it comes to that, what the devil are you doing there? Yes, well, mine's an even longer story, and I'm relying on you to shorten it as quickly as possible. Yes, they think I'm you. My cabin. Your cabin.
Holy cats, you must get off that ship as quickly as possible. Shut up a minute while I think. Yes, I'll inform the First Lord about that just as soon as he arrives. Yes, that's what I said. No, I'm not mad. Somebody came in. Now listen, you must go straight to the hotel. The moment you get there, call me here. Yes, then I'll join the ship, bawl the tar out of them for accepting you as an imposter, and start a hue and cry for you. You do the same this end.
It's not so easy to get out of here. Every time I want to go upstairs, I have to pass the wardroom. The boat's built so stupidly.
All right, then wait till she fills up a bit with visitors. They have a marine band later and then slip off. But for Pete's sake, keep your head. I can be court-martialed for this.
And I can get thrown out of the government. And more than that, you know what worries me? This isn't the only place where they have visiting days.
Listen, if you think you have troubles, what about me? I'm up to my naval handbook.
Come in, Vega, come in. Everything all right?
For the moment, sir.
Well, I expect you two know each other already. You're both members of the best club in London.
We are?
Isn't that what they call the House of Commons?
Oh, the House of Commons.
No, I don't think we've met.
This is Sir Henry Tompkinson, our local member, and this is Mr. I thought you both knew each other.
Oh, I'm a new boy, sir.
Are you a maiden?
No, sir, I'm a new boy.
Yes, but have you made your maiden speech yet?
Oh, yes, several times.
Strange, I haven't seen you.
No, Mr. Parliamentary Private Secretary to the First Lord.
PPS? Well, by George, this is a surprise.
It was to me.
Yes, well, sit down. And you can both talk yourselves...
Sherry, sir?
Ah, yes.
So, Mr. Baker, you're a member of the present government, eh?
Well, only in a very small way.
Never mind. We won't hold it against you. What's your constituency?
Constituency? Oh, a constituency. Wormskirk.
Wormskirk? By George, then you must have unseated my old friend Fairfax.
Yes, I must.
Mr. Baker's a nephew of Lord McGull, sir, the 4th Earl. His mother...
Yes, he knows what his mother was.
This is most interesting. Then you must be a relation of my old friend, Lady Rachel Crumper.
Well, only a distant one.
I suppose the poor old lady lives very quietly nowadays.
Yes, we practically never hear her at all.
Tell me, has that husband of hers pulled himself together? Or does he still suffer from bouts?
We try not to mention the subject.
Of course. Forgive me. Forget what I said.
With pleasure.
Graham, I don't know what to do about lunch. Susan hasn't arrived yet.
Lunch? Great Scott, 8 bells already.
Well, if it isn't Miss Jane, and getting bonnier every day.
Several inches too funny.
You know my granddaughter?
I'd like to know her better.
And how is Sir Henry? Still in the forefront of the battle?
Well, duty still calls, you know. I've tried to retire, but the public won't let me go.
They nearly did last time, didn't they? What was your majority? 27?
Certainly not. There was a recount.
What was it then?
29.
Oh, pardon me.
Jane, we mustn't forget our guest of honor. Where is he? Oh, there. Mr. Baker, my granddaughter.
How do you do?
Fine, thanks. And you?
Willie, take that damn plant out of his face.
We were waiting for a girlfriend of mine who's dying to meet you.
Oh, I wouldn't wait if I were you.
I'm so sorry.
Of course not. Wretched girl's late. She can meet him some other time. Well, ring for lunch, Willie.
Yes, sir.
This must be quite a surprise to you. I mean, I expect you expected Tom Baker to be some fat, bald-headed old man.
I certainly never
No,
expect...
of course not. Just like you, I never expected someone like you to be Admiral Neptune's granddaughter. Admiral... telephone. Must be for me.
Admiralty House. Yes? On board the Sherwood. Yes. Very good. A message from Miss Susan. She says, will you forgive her? She's lunching on board the Sherwood with Lieutenant Commander Fraser.
Skull.
Skull. Now, what about this lunch, Willie?
Tea and crumpets. If this ever gets round the harbour, we'll never live it down.
The Cleopatra's already asked when we start the tombola.
Where is he now?
Wandering around the ship somewhere. He doesn't seem to know where he is. I've stopped him half over the gangway twice.
I'm trying to make up my mind whether he's tight or balmy.
Look, mister, our kids want to see the torpedoes.
Torpedoes? Yes, along there on the port side.
Port side? That's where Dad got those postcards.
Postcards? Don't you talk about those postcards, Alfie. Not a baby room to the
Lieutenant Commander.
Hello.
What are you trying to do? Abandon ship or something?
Whatever makes you say that?
You haven't answered my question.
Why should I want to abandon ship?
You tell me. Are you a dipso, a schizo, or a nut?
I feel like all three. Tell me, how much do you know?
Only that your geography is very shaky. Finland and Russian convoys don't tie up. And, you're wearing gray socks.
Come to my cabin.
Hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute!
Please, I've got to tell someone or bust. I promise not to drug you or anything.
The truth, the whole truth?
So help me.
Why don't they put proper banisters on
Did
the...
you have to... Shh.
Susan, Miss Susan, I am not Lieutenant Commander Fraser.
More?
You know what this is?
It appears to be a House of Commons pass.
It is, it's mine. I'm Thomas Baker.
You know, I had a hunch.
You did?
Baker, the Parliament pinner. The lady wins a cigar.
Well, how did you hunch?
Intuition, maybe, or coincidence. I've seen your picture somewhere, and I was supposed to lunch with you at Admiralty House today.
Oh, that would have been wonderful.
Instead, I lunched with you here.
That was terrible.
What are you doing on this ship?
Trying to get off it. But every time I get to the gangway, somebody tries to stop me. What's that?
What's what?
The band stopped playing. Why's the band stopped?
Probably for breath. You've had them playing since noon.
You see what a state I'm in. Susan, you have a beautiful face. A kind face. Don't ever give it away. The game, I mean.
That depends on your story.
After all, it's your brother's job to find me out, not yours.
So far, he only thinks you're tight.
Susan, sit down. The story goes back to the time when I was a ping-pong ball. On a fountain in Trafalgar Square.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes?
Signal for the captain, sir.
Well, I'm not the captain.
No, sir. Can't find him, sir.
Have you tried his cabin?
No, sir.
Well, try that. If he's not there, bring it back to me.
Aye, aye, sir.
Now, what can that be? More trouble?
You mean we can have more?
And you mean he's at Admiralty House now?
Yes, and he's waiting for me to get to the hotel.
I can't wait to see the Admiral's
Now,
face.
Susan, I put my trust in you.
Relax. We're going to get you off the ship.
You know, I could kiss you for this.
Well, you're not going to. You're going to go up on deck, and in a few minutes, I'll come up and ask you to escort me to my car.
You wouldn't like to be my parliamentary private secretary, would you?
Jump to it, man.
Jump to it, man!
Oh, excuse me, will you?
Sir, captain's not in his cabin, sir.
All right.
Sir?
This is all we need. Signal to all ships. First Lord's in port now.
Wasn't that tomorrow?
Oh, that's what he likes doing. Catches everyone on the hop.
Say that again.
Oh, Captain, sir.
Number one.
The signal just received, sir. The First Lord's here.
What, on board?
No, sir, sure.
But this is terrible. Terribly good news.
I'll tell you that fought by gunpowder. Who's no compressed there? I'll compress the both of you in a moment. Now we've had quite enough of this nonsense. Look, mister, will you come and settle this argument, or they'll be at it all day?
Dashwood.
Will you be quiet? Now then, listen.
Well, now, boys, what is it you want to know?
He says the torpedoes are fired by gunpowder. And he says it's compressed air.
And you want to know which is right?
Yes.
Tell them, number one.
Well, the torpedo itself is discharged by a gunpowder charge.
Gunpowder charge.
The carriage swings out.
Swings out.
How?
It swings out.
How?
Yes. Well, show them, number one.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Come on, follow me.
Discharged by gunpowder. You knew, of course. We're just showing them how. Yes.
Would you like to explain,
No,
sir?
no. Carry on, number one.
Well, they're all controlled from here. If you press this switch, it swings them out.
Yes, this one here. You see? It swings them out.
They're generally fired from the bridge, but they can be fired from that switch there.
Yes, that one there.
Don't touch it!
There's a boat going right across its course, sir. To port, you fools! To port! Can't the idiot see? It's the First Lord's barge. What? What? The First Lord.
Yes, it's all right.
He's in the water. He's up. He's down. He's up. Get a boat, quick. Admiral's launch. Sub, blankets, first aid.
Excuse me, sir. Could I speak to urgently,
Is
sir?
there anything I can do to help?
Can we go below, sir? As quickly as possible, sir.
Yes.
Excuse me.
I'm really most terribly sorry it went off in my head.
Yes, I'm sure.
It's a silly thing that happened, wasn't it? I'm so sorry. You're not angry, are you? Dashwood! Dashwood, open this door! Dashwood! What are you doing, number one? I said I was sorry! Number one, open the door! Dashwood! Float away, sir.
Good. Now get a doctor down to the captain. I think he's gone balmy. Sub, send us in. Lieutenant Commander Fraser suffering from hallucinations. Violent and unable to discharge his duties. Am making arrangements to transfer from ship to hospital for observation. Have assumed command and await your instructions.
Now, look, Doctor. I realize that I'm in a uniform that I shouldn't be in. That I was on a boat that I shouldn't have been on. And that I fired a torpedo that I shouldn't have fired. But the fact remains I am Thomas Baker, Parliamentary Private Secretary to the First Lord.
And when did you first feel this?
Feel what?
This delusion of dual personality.
Delusion of dual... There's nothing dual about me, Doctor. I'm Thomas Baker, Parliamentary Private Secretary to the First Lord. Yes.
Yes. Fine. Now just come over here, will you, Fraser?
I'm not Lieutenant Commander Fraser. I'm Thomas Baker.
Yes, we have all that down. We want to go on from there and back from there. Lie down, Fraser.
I don't want to lie down.
Well, you want me to listen to your story, don't you?
I can tell it standing up.
Yes, well, just lie down and relax. You'll find it much easier to think lying down. You see, what we don't want you to get is a guilt complex about this. You mustn't think that you're the only one who feels this way.
I know I'm not. There's another one at Admiralty House.
Exactly. There are other ones all around us, Fraser. Once we realize that, we're halfway home. Now, let's try and probe back and find out where it all started.
It all started in Trafalgar Square on VJ night.
And what were you doing?
I was sitting on... No, this will get us nowhere.
You mustn't feel ashamed of this, Fraser. I assure you we run into cases like yours every day.
I very much doubt it.
No, but we do. If we ferret out the problem and nail it down, you'll know exactly what to do.
Look, all I want to do is to get out of this uniform and back into civilian clothes.
Exactly. This fixation that you're a civilian stems from a frustrated subconscious desire to get out of the Navy.
I am not in the Navy, and I never was in the Navy!
Ah, Fraser, you must not get upset. We're all here to help you.
Well, you're not helping me. You're driving me nuts.
Now, let's try and think back, shall we? When did you first begin to hate the First Lord?
I don't hate him.
He became the focal point of your inward struggle, the man who, in your mind, represented the authority you wished to cast aside.
I'm not trying to cast anything aside. I work for the First Lord. I don't hate him. I respect him a lot.
And yet, you had this urge to destroy him.
Doctor, I keep telling you, I pressed the button by mistake. I didn't know it was loaded. I didn't know the first Lord was in the bay. Now listen, Doctor, I'm trying to control myself, but I'm finding it very difficult, and I warn you, if you go on, I may go mad, and I might do something rather peculiar.
Drink this, you'll feel better.
No, thank you.
Yeah, well, it's really quite harmless.
I've read about those. They give them to girls.
It's only a sedative.
Yeah, that's what they're all told. Then they wind up dancing in a nightclub in Buenos Aires.
As you wish. Sir? No, Lieutenant Commander Fraser's to be placed in the observation ward. He's to have tea, soft drinks, anything he requires, but no stimulants.
Yes, sir. Now, look, those things that were taken out of my pockets. There was a House of Commons pass.
We never go through personal belongings, sir.
But I want you to go through my personal belongings.
It's against the regulations, sir.
Doctor, tell him to go through my personal belongings.
Now, you just toddle along upstairs, Fraser. We'll have you straightened out in no time at all.
There's a good sir. You mustn't feel there's anything to be ashamed of, sir.
I'm not ashamed, and I'm not fixated. I keep telling you I'm Thomas Baker, Parliamentary Private Secretary to the First Lord!
I want to send a signal to Admiralty House.
Sergeant, I consider your government the greatest national disaster since 1066.
Gladstone.
Grandpa, Willie wants you. Give him a nudge, will you?
What, me? Nudge him?
Well, you're the senior officer at this table.
Excuse me, sir. This is rather urgent.
Not now, Willie, later.
But, sir, this is rather...
No, not now. We're about to have lunch.
We've just finished lunch, Gram.
Of course we have. Willie, you're a fool. Go away.
Well, I don't like to be the type that rushes off right after lunch, but the town council calls at 2:30.
Oh, must you go? Get Sir Henry's hat, Willie.
Nice of you to have had it.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Baker, it's been a pleasure to have met you. I hope and look forward to crossing swords with you in the house.
It's much better in the house. Too many flies and bugs there. I can't stand it.
My dear, old in years, but young in spirit.
Miss Jane, please. Look, I don't know what you're thinking.
Well, aren't you lucky?
When I told you I was Peter Fraser...
You were lying, that's all right. I'm not really Neptune's daughter, either. Jane? Wow, so you had a better offer, eh?
You won't resent a minute when I tell you I had the most... Oh. Are you...
This is Mr. Thomas Baker.
Is it?
How do you do?
Susan Lashwood. Her brother's #1 on the Sherwood.
At this moment, he's captain.
Oh, the captain's left the ship.
Left it. They battened him down in his cabin with a guard on the door.
What have they done that for?
This'll interest Mr. Baker. Do you know what he did? He fired a torpedo.
He did what?
Oh, well, did he hit anything?
Only the First Lord's barge.
Oh, no. No. This is just a dream. Just a crazy dream.
Mr. Baker?
Sir?
Baker, come here. I want to talk to you.
Yes, sir. Whatever happens, I want you to know that...
Baker.
I want me to know, too.
And I'm just the girl to tell you. Once upon a time...
Oh, shut the windows. I can't listen to those gapping females. Now, come and tell me the whole story.
The whole? You mean you know?
Of course I know. I'm not a fool. Have a cigar.
Well, that's extremely generous of you, sir.
Go away, Willie. I'm talking. Now, right from the beginning.
The beginning. Well, sir, it all started on VJ night.
VJ night? Were they working on it as far back as that?
Working on what, sir?
Oh, come now, Baker. I know there's going to be a cabinet meeting, and they're discussing a successor for the chief of staff.
Is that what you wanted to talk to me about?
Yes, I'm not the blithering idiot everyone thinks I am.
I'm sure you're not, sir. I mean, yes.
The question is, how long is the shortlist?
The shortlist? Well, they've boiled it down to 2 or 3 names, including yours, of course, sir.
Oh, good, I see.
Sir?
Heavens, Willie, you're worse than a cuckoo clock.
Yes, sir. Lieutenant Lashwood of the Sherwoods here, sir.
Yeah, what's he doing here?
He wishes to see you, sir. Says it's urgent.
Of course, if it's urgent.
Oh, you go right ahead, sir. I'll wait in the garden.
No. I'll see him in the hall. In the hall, Willie.
Sir.
What is it, Lashwood?
You got my signal, sir?
Signal? What signal?
About Lieutenant Commander Fraser, sir.
What have I told you about urgent signals?
But I tried to tell you, sir.
Be quiet, I'm reading.
It's almost time to abandon ship, Captain.
I'm almost relieved. Who told you? Tom?
Threw himself on my mercy, poor lamb.
You had him locked up.
I did not. I was trying to help him, and he went and sacked the First Lord. The important problem now is how to get you all out of this.
You mean you're not angry?
Angry? I'm hysterical.
We've also got to get Parliament's pin-up boy off that
Look
ship.
out, Willie.
I say, what do you think's happened to the Sherwood's
He
captain?
was locked in his cabin. We know that, Willie.
No, he's been taken to the psychopathic ward.
What?
Started to act up. He brought a doctor down with a rugby tackle and pushed a petty officer into the harbour.
I'm a student thing.
What?
I thought you'd ask that.
Psychopathic ward. That'll be the Naval Hospital. Willie, can I borrow your rattletrap?
Well, the starter doesn't work.
I'll try and get in and see him, and if I can get in, there must be some way to get him out.
I'll come with
Oh,
you.
you stay here. Somebody's got to stop the Admiral.
Stop the Admiral what?
The First Lord's being dunked. Gramps liable to go berserk, declare martial law, anything.
If you can get him out, take him to the Harbour Hotel. Get him to call me here. Better book a room. Got to change somewhere. Phone.
Phone. Give me a crank, will you?
Oh, yes, of course. Yeah, I still don't understand.
Pick it up as you go along, darling.
Hello. Hello.
Willie!
Here he comes. I'll do that.
Hello, hello.
Oh, Grandpa, please, I'm on the phone.
Who's that?
It's Jane. I'm phoning from the garden.
I never heard such nonsense. If you want to talk to me, come in.
Sir, if I might say a word.
Eh?
Sir, the whole thing revolves round battleships or bombers.
What whole thing?
The short list. As you might imagine, it's a pretty strong one. One might almost say a one.
Oh, thank you very much.
Between you and me, the man they choose must be progressive.
Progress has always been my watchword.
I shan't fail to make that known in the correct quarter.
That's extremely good of you.
Oh, not at all. Credit where credit is due, sir.
What's that?
Oh, must be the pipes, I think.
It's that damn Carl Willis. Where's he going?
Admiral.
What?
What is the use of a battleship?
A battleship?
Yes, a battleship.
Well, you see, of course, there are battleships, and there are battleships.
The Board of Admiralty think that a battleship is 2 penn'orth of cold gin. Do you agree with that?
Well, see, as a mere sailor, I have no politics.
Freedom of opinion is sacred, Admiral.
You have whiskey?
No, but don't let me stop you.
And what did the board propose doing about it?
Amalgamate the Royal Navy with the Air Force. That's quite all right, sir.
Great Scott. Is the Navy going to command the Air Force, or the Air Force the Navy?
Oh, that's a minor detail, sir, which can be ironed out by the two services in amicable conference.
Amicable? Good grief. Why, Napoleon, I mean Nelson, will be turning in his grave.
Now, Admiral, what is your candid opinion of this masterly scheme?
Well, it takes a bit of getting used to. But the more I think about it, the more progressive it sounds.
I thought you'd say that. What is needed for a job of this kind is a man with a broad national outlook.
I entirely agree.
Fine. Now, all that remains is for me to convey the gist of this conversation to my chief.
Well, I'm very grateful to
Of course, it would help me a great deal if I had a brief note from you to add to my report.
Well, it was a pleasure, my dear fellow. It was really a pleasure. Now, what do you propose?
My dear First Lord.
Wait a moment, my dear First Lord.
Baker has put before me the general proposals.
General proposals, yes.
For absorbing the Navy into the Air Force. I believe this to be a thoroughly sound scheme, and I'm happy to give it all the support in my power.
All the support in my power. Admiral, terse and uncompromising.
Thank you, sir.
Now, if things take a certain course, my dear Baker, I hope we shall see a lot of each other at the Admiral.
Oh, such time as you can spare from your place at the House of Lords, sir.
The House of Lords? My dear boy. My very dear.
Could I see Lieutenant Commander Fraser, please?
After Lieutenant Lashwood's signal, I'm afraid we've got very strict orders about Commander Fraser, miss.
I'm Lieutenant Lashwood's sister.
Yes, that may be, but...
I'm also Lieutenant Commander Fraser's fiancée.
Just a minute, miss, I'll make inquiries.
All right, all right. So you're the parliamentary private secretary.
Don't keep saying it like that.
Now, why don't you lie down, sir, and have a bit of shut-eye?
I don't want a bit of shut-eye. I'm too open-eye, and put that on there.
Oh, Tom.
Now, look. The real captain's at Admiralty House. Phone him, ask him. He'll identify me.
Uh-huh.
You can get a dozen people down here from London to say I'm me.
Well, the First Lord's here already, so we could ask him.
Yeah. No.
Look, it doesn't really matter to me whether you're Commander Fraser, Thomas Baker, or King Farouk. All I've got to do is keep you company until the doctor comes, sir. Observation? What now? Yeah, right, I will. Well, your fiancé's coming up, sir.
My fiancé?
Also, the relief orderly takes over from now, so I just say happy dreams and do try and have a bit of rest.
No,
sir.
did they mention my fiancé's name?
No, sir, but don't you worry, it'll come back to you, sir.
Miss Ashwood for Commander Fraser.
Susan! See, I told you.
Tom, darling! Please, are we allowed to be alone?
Well, I shouldn't really, miss, but he's been quiet enough. I'll wait outside. Maybe you can get him to lie down.
We've done that.
Susan, I wasn't ready that time.
Yeah, I was supposed to be your fiancée.
Oh, if only I could make you an honest woman,
Don't talk. Listen, I've come to get you out of here.
You wonderful,
The
wonderful
question
girl.
is how?
Susan, darling, why are you doing all this for me?
Because I need my head examined.
Don't say that here.
How high are we?
4 stories and the sheets won't reach.
Suppose you died and I wheeled the bed out.
Suppose I die.
Is Lieutenant Commander Fraser here?
Well, yes and no. What did you want?
I want me oilskins.
I seem to have heard this before.
Yeah, I went to the show, but they said come back again. So I went back again, and they said he was at the hospital. So I come to the hospital, and they say nobody can see him. So I borrow a ladder, and I want me oilskins.
As a matter of fact, they've just moved the Lieutenant Commander down the passage.
Well, you know, people have no right to go around pinching other people's oilskins.
Down the end of the passage, first door on the right.
You see, he was trying to make a pass at this skirt, making cow eyes at her, he was. You
Do
ought to
not
seen
just
it.
go straight in.
All right, thank you, miss.
Okay, Jim, what's this one?
It's all down there.
Lieutenant Commander Fraser.
Case of no battle fatigue. You better knock before you go in.
Oh, sorry, sir.
Excuse me.
No, you don't.
Hey, knock it. Who are you stopping?
Take it easy, Commander.
I the commando. My name's Salty Simpson.
Salty Simpson, eh? That's a new one. First it's Fraser, then it's Baker, and now it's Salty Simpson.
Yes, and what's so funny with a name like Salty Simpson?
Take it
eh?
easy, Dad,
You tell
please.
me, will you?
Oi! Right! Oi! Front! Crank it? Yeah.
Kick it.
What?
Kick it.
Where?
Anywhere. Mr. Baker, what number?
Baker?
Baker.
Number 14.
Mr. Baker, what number?
Baker?
Baker.
Number 14.
14. All right. Off with them. Where the devil have you been?
We've been trying to get you at Admiralty House.
I've left. I must say you made a first-class botch up of everything.
I have?
Yes, you have.
Look who's talking. You get into my uniform. You go aboard my ship.
I do not come... I was Shanghai press gang.
Do you know what you can get for impersonating an officer?
About half as much as you can get for impersonating a member of Her Majesty's government.
I wouldn't have been to Admiralty House if you hadn't phoned me.
Well, of course I phoned you. What do you expect me to put the boat to sea and sail round the Cape?
Shut up, both of you, and get changed.
Yes, quite right. Get changed and stop talking so much. Susan, would you mind turning your back? We're just a little bit shy. Thank you. What sort of chaos have you left for me at Admiralty House?
At least I didn't blow it up.
Peter Fraser, I consider that remark was uncalled for.
So was the torpedo.
And so was the gin you plied me with.
I have never plied anybody with gin, and certainly not a man.
And if I hadn't done some pretty quick thinking, we'd both be in jail by now.
And if you don't do some pretty quick dressing, you'll both be in the Tower of London by morning.
I better have a cab standing by.
Now listen.
One cab coming up.
Pete, when you get back to your boat... Ship! When you get back to your ship, there may be some difficulty about you being allowed on. You know, they might think you're an imposter.
Oh, what makes you think that?
I suggest that you'll establish your identity without any trouble, and then the next thing you can do is to give your officers a good tousing for culpable gullibility.
You're talking like a white paper. Look, I can deal with the crew. Who is going to deal with the Admiral?
Don't worry about him. I can make things very unpleasant for him. After all, let's face it, old fellow, he accepted you without credentials. I think we can probably hush it up between us.
And what happens when you go on a tour of inspection with the First Lord and the first ship you visit is the Sherwood?
The $64 question.
I'll see that he never gets even anywhere near the Sherwood.
Well, you certainly stopped him today.
Susan,
What are you doing every evening for the next 2 or 3 years or so?
Jump to it, man!
Jump to it! Jump to it, man! Inside your cloth, not out. All right, inside. Mr. Baker will settle the bill.
Very good, sir.
The bill to Mr. Baker, Admiralty House. Can't stop.
Good afternoon, Lieutenant Ashford aboard?
Yes, sir. I think he's in the wardroom. Shall I?
That's right. I'm Lieutenant Commander Fraser.
Oh, blimey, another one.
Hi.
Good afternoon. Admiral Godfrey, please.
Yes, sir. Who shall I say?
Mr. Thomas Baker.
Yes, sir.
Thomas Baker.
Pa, wake up.
Hmm?
I think Willie wants you.
Mr. Thomas Baker's in the hall, sir.
In the hall here? That's all right. It's not out of bounds or anything, is it?
No, sir. But he's different from the one we had this morning.
Different?
Willie's right. I saw him arrive.
Well, this is ridiculous. He had lunch with him.
Not this one.
Shall I bring him in for you to have a look at,
Yes,
sir?
you do that, Willie. We can't leave him standing there out in the hall.
But if he's Baker, who did we have lunch with?
Must have been an imposter. Maybe he was a spy.
A spy in Admiralty House? He did seem a bit odd, and he didn't know Tompkinson either. Where is he now?
Well, the last time I saw him, he was going down the drive on your bicycle.
My bicycle?
I hope he hasn't stolen any of your papers or anything like
Heavens! That letter.
Mr. Thomas Baker, sir.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Admiral.
Oh, happy to meet you, Mr. Baker.
Very happy to meet you. I have an apology to offer you. I wrote you a letter to tell you that I couldn't lunch, and I forgot to post it.
That's all right. The lunch wasn't wasted.
Oh, good. I understand that I missed a slight contretemps this morning.
I don't know what to say. I took it for granted the man was you.
It's a good job that nobody was hurt.
Oh, that disciplinary action has already been taken.
Of course, of course.
Yes, and when can we expect the First Lord?
Oh, practically any time. At the moment, he's at the yacht club drying off.
He's all right, eh?
In excellent spirits after he'd got a few choice phrases off his chest.
Lieutenant Lashwood, sir.
Lashwood, oh, that man's becoming a pest. What is it, Lashwood? Yes, I know Lieutenant Commander Fraser's in hospital. What do you mean there's another one? Just come aboard. Well, there can't be two of them, man. You're suggesting the first one was... Good grief. Well, what about Fraser, number 2? How do we know he isn't? You better send him here right away. I don't care if his keys do fit his baggage. Send him here.
Another contretemps, Admiral?
Mr. Baker, it's rather a disturbing matter that I'd like to consult you about.
With pleasure.
It might even affect the safety of the First Lord.
Indeed.
The man who fired that torpedo from the Sherwood.
It was Lieutenant Commander Fraser, wasn't it?
They put him in the psychopathic ward.
Oh, poor chap.
This afternoon, another man arrived on the Sherwood.
Well, perhaps he is Lieutenant Commander Fraser.
Yes, that's what I intend to find out. They're sending him here.
Well, that should be interesting.
Oh, so sorry.
But unfortunately, there's more.
More?
Yes. This morning, a man came here claiming to be you.
Claiming to be me?
Of course, we saw through the imposter right away.
Of course.
But what if they're working together, saboteurs?
Saboteurs?
One on the Sherwood and the other in Admiralty House.
Admiral, I have complete faith in your naval security.
We're supposing that torpedo wasn't an accident.
Oh, but it was. I mean, a man is innocent until he's proved guilty.
I think I ought to call the police.
No, Admiral, much as I'd hate to stop you, I'd like to talk to you about a certain Admiralty post that we are interested in filling.
Oh, the Chief of Staff?
In confidence, of course.
Of course, of course.
I thought we'd have a little chat, just the two of us, off the record, before the First Lord arrives.
My dear boy. My very dear boy. Have a cigar.
Oh, thank you so much. You haven't met my chief, have you?
No, I haven't had that pleasure.
Oh, he's a charming man. You like him. He's a naval fellow through and through, just like you.
Why don't we sit down?
Why not, indeed?
You know, I listen much better when I'm sitting down.
There we all, sir. Now, I want to reassure you on one point. There's probably some uneasiness in your mind with regard to the policy of the government towards the Navy.
One sometimes wonders.
Strictly between ourselves, there is not a lot of love lost between the First Lord and the Air Ministry.
Someone has already suggested that.
Now, let me come straight to the point. Candid. What is the use of a heavy bomber?
A heavy bomber?
A heavy bomber.
Don't you mean a battleship?
No, a heavy bomber.
Well, of course, there are heavy bombers and there are heavy bombers.
Admiral, my chief's view is that heavy bombers are obsolete.
Twopenny where the coal's in.
Precisely. So to economize, we propose clipping the wings of the Royal Air Force.
Very sound, very sound. You mean abolish them altogether?
No, just the heavy bombers, which will leave a lot of grounded air marshals.
An interesting spectacle.
The only thing to be worked out is what to do with them.
There's always the National Coal Board.
We'll probably absorb them in various working parties. Of course, it's going to be a terrible dogfight, we know that. But it is a policy which you yourself are prepared to back.
Progress is my watchword.
Good.
I was only saying this morning... Well, where should we be without progress?
Then we can count on your support?
In consideration to the limit.
Fine. I'm so glad. Oh, and Admiral, one last point. May I communicate your views, in confidence, of course, to the First Lord?
Certainly. Oh, by the way, you don't want me to put anything in writing?
No, quite unnecessary.
Ah, that's a relief.
Now, sir, with your permission, I'll telephone the Yacht Club immediately.
Yes, you can use the study.
Thank you very much.
What do you think you're doing there?
Answering the bell.
Hello.
Lieutenant Commander Fraser reporting as ordered to Admiral Godfrey.
I just heard the whole story. Never a dull moment, is there? Lieutenant Commander Fraser, good luck.
It's a far, far better thing than I do now.
Well, where is it? Ah, good afternoon, Fraser.
Good afternoon, sir.
Am I out of my senses? You?
Yes, sir, with an explanation and an apology.
An apology? You're under arrest. Close arrest.
Aye, sir.
Willie, take charge of this man.
Yes, sir.
Now, tell me, what do you mean by wearing Her Majesty's uniform?
I hold Her Majesty's commission, sir. 14 years' service.
And what do you mean masquerading as a civilian this morning?
That's what I should like to explain, sir.
Wait here.
Yes, sir.
Willie, stand by that window.
Yes, sir.
I understand perfectly, sir. Would you like me to send a car? Come in. Certainly. Yes, I've explained the whole thing to him. Splendid. Goodbye, sir. The First Lord is on his way.
Good. This gives me time to dispose of this delicate business.
What, another contretemps, Admiral?
Baker, as PPS to the First Lord, I'd like to ask your advice.
I'd be only too happy to give it.
Thank you. The officer I have in there is the individual who attempted to impersonate you this morning.
No.
Come and see. Jane, Susan, what do you think you're doing?
Just keeping the Lieutenant Commander company.
Keeping him company. He's under close arrest.
Why, Pete!
Hi, Tom, what are you doing?
You old son of a gun!
You old
You
son
know
of a...
each other?
You know him? Why, my goodness me, we're the greatest of friends. This man's been impersonating me.
Until he was detected, he's now under close arrest.
Arrest? Admiral, have you reflected on the consequences?
That's his problem.
On the contrary, I think it's yours.
Mine?
A court-martial on such a charge.
Well?
Think of the stir.
Stir?
The terrible publicity.
Publicity?
Not to mention the jokes in the press.
How dare in the press?
Cartoons in the Sunday papers. Goodness me, think how this might recoil on you, Admiral. On your prestige. At a time when your name may be...
Only maybe.
Appearing before the public in an entirely different connection. You grasp the implications of what I'm saying, Admiral?
I'm beginning to. Thank you for pointing them out. What do you suggest?
I suggest you leave Lieutenant Commander Fraser entirely to me. I know him well. He's an excellent chap and a first-class seaman. His sense of humor may go a little too far at times, but let me take charge of him, and I'll relieve you of any irksome duty in the matter.
Oh, that's most kind of you. You're quite sure the First Lord...
The First Lord shall not even hear about it.
Let us apprise Fraser of our decision.
What an excellent idea.
Lieutenant Commander Fraser.
Sir?
Mr. Baker has interceded on your behalf.
Thank you, Mr. Baker.
He's undertaken to deal with your case personally, semi-officially, as it were. So you are no longer under arrest. Willie, his sword.
Thank you, sir.
That was good timing, wasn't it? Oh, that must be the chief.
The First Lord.
First Lord, I should say. Girls, you know, you've no right to be here. I've told you over again. Run along. And Jane, you're half naked again.
Lieutenant Lashwood, sir.
Lashwood, what again?
Sir, I've had a report from the hospital, sir. The first Lieutenant Commander Fraser's escaped.
Escaped?
Yes, sir, done a bunkie. Oh, I see you've caught him, sir.
Caught whom?
The escaped man, sir. That's him. The one who impersonated the captain this morning.
Personated Lieutenant Commander Fraser?
On board the Sherwood, sir. My sister will corroborate it. She was there.
Then who the devil are you, sir?
I thought you knew. I'm Thomas Baker, Parliamentary Private Secretary to the First Lord.
How do I know that?
My Admiralty and my House of Commons pass.
Well, they may be forgeries.
Well, show them to the First Lord. He'll be here any minute.
There, this is getting beyond words. Is there no one I can depend on?
Yes, me.
And what have you got to do with this deplorable business?
I am personal private secretary to Mr. Thomas Baker, the PPS to the First Lord.
Since when?
Since I got him out of hospital.
You got him out of hospital?
You made a fine gaff, my lad.
Is everybody in on this?
Look, Grandpa, it's all very simple. You see, last night, quite by accident, Peter and Tom got sloshed.
Sloshed?
Pie-eyed, sir.
Scotch mist.
And while they were still tiddly, they changed clothes. That's all.
Oh! This man brings contempt on Her Majesty's uniform, and this one gets into my official residence and violates my home.
I'm quite prepared to marry her, sir.
You are?
Now, look, enough of this. No more. Come along outside, both of you. Outside, all of you. Go along. Go on. This is a naval establishment, not a village hall. I'm handing the whole thing over to the First Lord.
Couldn't we do a deal on this all round?
A deal? You have the effrontery.
Oh, why not? It's done on the highest levels. It's called diplomacy.
In politics and big business, the good old British principle of compromise.
No.
No. Admiral, did you or did you not give this letter to Peter to hand to the First Lord?
Hand to the First Lord?
And Peter, being in no position to do so, entrusted it to me to deliver.
Yes, but you see, the point is...
The point is, if I did so, the sentiments contained in this letter might create a certain confusion in the First Lord's mind.
Confusion?
In view of the entirely different sentiments which you expressed to me, battleships or bombers, and I passed on to him. Do you remember, Admiral?
Gentlemen, do you intend to wreck my career after nearly 50 years' service? You couldn't do a ghastly
No, we
thing
couldn't
like
do that, could we, Peter?
Oh, to my future grandfather-in-law? Not a... And furthermore, never intended to. Give me that letter. There, sir. Now we're entirely at your mercy.
Oh, my dear boy. My very dear boy.
It wasn't anything, Graham.
We're in again.
The First Lord, sir.
Oh, we're out again.
Good afternoon, sir.
Admiral, which of you gentlemen is Lieutenant Commander Fraser?
I am, sir.
I see. May I take over, Admiral?
Certainly, sir.
You are, I take it, aware of the fact that one of the things a naval officer must learn is to be trustworthy.
Yes, sir.
And he's expected to set an example of dependability and integrity. Do you agree, Lieutenant Commander Fraser?
Yes, sir.
Very well. Then, for heaven's sake, give him back his bloody oilskins.